I'll repeat here as moderator something that I've written looking back at my own coverage over these nearly 20 years. Often, I think commentators in the press expressed skepticism about the broader goals, but we kept being, in effect, suspended in the bubbles of optimism of the commanders whose efforts we would report, and their views about what we can achieve, next month in Helmand, next month in Kandahar, kept being repeated, and we conveyed that hope to the public, sometimes without saying, "Wait a minute, this isn't working." I want to ask Ambassador Crocker to look forward for a minute. You've served as few others have in the Middle East, the Arab world. You were quoted recently as saying you think the Taliban takeover in Kabul has emboldened violent Islamic radicals. And I want to ask you what your sense is about how threatening that could prove to be over the next several years. Would you expect people to see the Taliban victory in Afghanistan and then redouble their own efforts to restart jihadist campaigns in the countries where jihadist movements have been turned back?
Well, we're certainly going to find out. And I think the first test case is right next door in Pakistan. Uh, the Pakistanis had probably a couple of hours of high-fiving it around the corridors of power in Islamabad and Rawalpindi because they had said all along, I was there as ambassador for 3 years, that were they hedging their bets by not turning the Taliban into their mortal enemy? Yeah, you bet they were. Because I remember what happened the last time we got tired and went home after the anti-Soviet jihad. We pulled out. We didn't have deployed troops, obviously, but a major agency presence. And Pakistan was left with this horrendous Afghan civil war. So they could celebrate that. They got it right. And then I think they took a look around them at what this narrative the Taliban now had of effectively telling the world that we soldiers of God, clad only in the armor of the one true faith, have vanquished the heavily armed infidels. Well, we've already seen stuff coming out now. The Pakistani Taliban, which aims at the overthrow of the Pakistani government, is talking real tough. Pakistan is going to have to worry about that. They're going to have to worry about the effect on the Kashmiri militants. Yes, they created it, but they've now lost control. And I think you're going to see in this period ahead some real threats to Pakistan's internal order and stability already shaky. So unlike Vietnam, what happens in Afghanistan is not going to stay in Afghanistan, as we've seen. This is being portrayed as a huge victory for the for Islamic militants, and that is transnational by definition. So we are entering a brave new world, a very dangerous phase, and I'm afraid we're going to find out, you know what? The war isn't over.